Thanks for listening. Remember to visit us at easygameradio.com, follow us on Instagram, easygameradio, and subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Here with a March 17th update of Easy Game Radio. We had an extra innings tournament down at TPC Sawgrass. It's always kind of served as an unofficial major. It was nice to see kind of normal scorecards get posted. The weather was the real star of this tournament. That wind was just whipping out at Ponte Vedra. I thought it made it a lot of fun to watch, but it was absolutely brutal for these players. There were a lot of notable players that missed the cut, including Tony Finau, Hideki, Ludwig Oberg, Victor Hovland, Max Homa, Nick Dunlap, all failing to advance into the weekend. Minwoo Lee and Akshay, they got off to a great start. Looked like they were going to make a late run, and one of those two would have walked away with it, but they fluttered out as they headed into the weekend. Lucas Glover, kind of an elder statesman on the tour, he had a strong showing on all 4 days. He finished the weekend tied for third, but lurking throughout the tournament was Rory McIlroy. He just seemed to be hanging around and popping up high on the scoreboard and then kind of falling down, but he shot rounds of 67, 68, 73, and then a 68 again on Sunday. And then JJ playing steady throughout. He shot 66, 68, 70, and 72. They went on to tie at the end of regulation play on Sunday, which gave us bonus golf on Monday morning. So that Monday morning playoff was a 3-hole aggregate. They were going to play 16, 17, 18. Best overall score would win this year's edition of the Players. Rory birdies the first playoff hole, goes up 1 stroke, and then JJ just absolutely blows up on the second hole of the playoff, the famous Island Green, number 17 at TPC. He was shocked when he flew this green. He actually appeared to take a peek at Rory's club, who had the first shot, and that was a little bit of a dangerous game for JJ to play, especially when you start comparing ball speeds and some of the tactics that players are going to put onto that green. So it was surprising to see him make a decision based off of another player's choice. Rory hit a fantastic shot onto the green, 2 putts for par, but JJ flying that green, splashing that ball into the water, he goes on to score a 6 on the par 3 17th, and then number 18, kind of ceremonial. Rory knew that he had it. So gotta kind of feel bad for JJ having to wake up and on Monday and continue playing golf just to go on and lose. So maybe it would have been nice to see a Sunday ending. But either way, a really great tournament. After the round, Rory commented about his decision to hit a 3/4 9-iron onto that green on 17. And he talked about how he was using his TrackMan to warm up, and he set it up to simulate the wind conditions and the pin placement and everything. So he rehearsed that 3/4 9-iron and he executed it perfectly. I think I saw a stat that this is now 20 consecutive times that Rory has played number 17 and has not hit it in the water. And if you caught any of the 4 rounds this weekend, there was a lot of players going to that water. Rory just had an interesting week there. During the practice round, he had an altercation with a spectator who was actually a University of Texas golf player, where the player is basically heckling Rory as he hits a tee shot. Rory goes up to him and says, "Hey, let me see your phone." And then Rory walks off with it. And I know a lot of people are going to say that, well, Rory's soft and that's just what he does. I found it humorous that Rory did that, and I liked it. Unfortunately, that young man is having to deal with the consequences of his actions now. Rory also, kind of a fun story out of the weekend. He was pretty displeased with the performance of his QI35 driver and has his manager hire an Uber driver to pick up his QI10 from Jupiter, Florida, and drive it all the way up to Northeast Florida in Duval County to the tune of about $1,000. I think it was about $600 for the trip and tipped him $300. But with the win, Rory's taking home a paycheck of $4.5 million. I think he's good for the cost of that Uber trip. This also puts Rory in the second spot on the all-time career money list. He's still about $20 million behind Tiger, but he now passes Phil Mickelson. So, like I said, I think he's good for the Uber ride for his driver. This is also Rory's second time winning the Players, and he's joining an elite crew of repeat winners that includes Arnold Palmer, Tiger Woods, and Scotty Scheffler. And it's also Rory's second win of this PGA season. So is this a year Rory? Could he finally get the monkey off his back and win the Masters? DraftKings currently has him as the second favorite to win, only behind Scotty. And Scotty's got just about twice the odds favorite to win, but that doesn't mean too much going into it. So Rory definitely in the conversation for Augusta. The TGL had its first round of its playoffs tonight. Match 1 of the first round semifinals had the top seed LA against number 4 seed New York. It was a competitive match. The whole round was really entertaining, and it seemed to all come down to Tommy Fleetwood's missed putts. New York ended up winning 6-3 and advances to the finals. And tomorrow you can catch Atlanta versus the Bay in match 2 of the first round. But just got to say, kudos to New York rocking those white pants. Probably something that I would only do playing indoor golf. Even then, you're not going to catch me wearing white pants. But kudos to New York on the win, as well as the white pants. Over on the LIV Tour, Joaquin Niemann won in Singapore. This makes his second win of this year's LIV season. He appears to be a natural pick to represent the LIV Tour at Augusta. He fired off a 6-under 65 in the final round on his way to 17 under total. And Brooks finished second at 12 under. I think it's fair to assume that Joaquin, Brooks, and Bryson are natural selections to represent LIV at the Masters. And the future is still pretty bleak for that reunification of the two tours. There was a press conference leading up to the Players at Sawgrass where PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan was quoted as saying they've removed some of the hurdles, but others remain as they look at reconsolidating. So not looking good there. It'll be good to see some of the best LIV players show up in these majors, and that's going to continue the conversation as well. Well, thanks for checking in with this episode of your Easy Game Radio update. Appreciate the little bit of break over the last couple weeks. We're going to be picking up more of the full-length episode. We're getting ready to head to Lancaster, Kentucky this weekend. And got a fun 4-round little golf trip planned for the guys. So looking forward to that. And Pat and I will be getting on here to record a full-length soon. Appreciate everybody.
Thanks for listening. Remember to visit us at easygameradio.com, follow us on Instagram at easygameradio, and subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.